Why do they have to keep doing this to us? Soul Leveling Season 2, Episode 5. Starting off with Chi. She confronts Sung. Of course, she basically says, hey, you need to go back. If you go and disturb that boss, it's going to come to all the miners. And as he's passing by, something semi important happens. She smells him, and he smells nice. Which is quite interesting because whenever he goes back to the other miners, they end up having a talk with Sung, and he figures out all the other hunters, they stink to her, and in particular, he's kind of lucky that he smells good rather than bad. And the note is back whenever he fought that boss elf, is whenever something similar happened, because he's some type of player of the game, some type of main character, and I feel like this is also a connection with his dad, semi. I feel like his dad has the same thing going on. I don't know, so something I kind of thought about. But from that, he takes on a new operation. At first, he didn't want to continue this mining thing till he heard about an A and a B gate. Meanwhile, Chai is actually taking more interest into Sung. She is at home, basically about to go to bed. She's calling up one of the people at the guild, and she's asking about Sung's file. This is where she gets to figure out, hey, you're not going to get a hold of this file. It's basically been filed away. And the only reason that would happen is if someone was very powerful or something happened that you don't want to know about. Well, you shouldn't know, should I say. Yeah, that's basically it with Chai for now. For now. Going back to the mining thing, he comes back to his job, and it feels like the first time we saw him and he met all those people up to go to that gate. Kind of felt like a family atmosphere. And he's just kind of hanging out doing his thing, and this is where they get confronted by a leader of the B team. We finally meet someone from the other team. This is one of the only guilds with 2 fire teams. And I believe the gate that they were doing this current day was a B gate. Okay. So the hunter that brings us up is Sun Lanhun. And he is the leader. He's getting ready to get brought up to the next rank. I guess to increase what he can do as a leader, and it's just, good for him. Because higher rank means, hey, you can go do bigger missions, per se. So, Sung volunteers to be the one to pack gear. No one else on that mining team wanted to go for it because it's a really high risk usually. And, well, we meet the team. It's full of A and B rank hunters, and they seem pretty good. Sung is even quite impressed with them. And, well, things backfire quite a bit. A bunch of orcs, well, it starts off with dogs, then these orcs take over, and it was a massive amount. Honestly, I thought everything was done for these people and he was just going to rise his army. He keeps undercover. One guy loses an arm, but with these high healing techniques, you can actually recover. And I don't know why I'm not remembering this, because I think this actually happened in that first 1 to 2 episodes, that someone's arm was actually brought back. I just don't think it can be used as often, because it's a higher, more powerful type of healing. But anyway, fight the dogs. Orcs are taking over. They're going ham. This is where Sung doesn't want anyone to die in this dungeon. And he basically goes shadow mode and starts weakening every single one and gets them to basically kill them all. Now, what I thought was very interesting is the one main mage. She noticed Sung that whole time, because she's like some type of magic user, right? And she is just gonna let it go. Just let it be, okay? Just let it be. Oh my goodness. They had this idea. Well, Captain, of course, has the idea. He's like, yeah, we should probably go back. They go back, try to get out of the gate, and this is where they figured it out. It's locked. It is locked. Sung, before all this, he realized it was like a high-tier dungeon. And, yeah, a whole army of orcs come out, and everyone is like trying to say their farewells and say, Sung, just go, just go. Sung is not going to go. I think he's going to end up coming back, but the way that they ended it is so supremely great. We get to see this giant throne room full of orcs, and they're even being brought in. I'm just like, dude, this is hyped. We have a big episode coming up, but we get to see the Orc King. And that means we're going to see some pretty impressive members to this army being added. So I foresee an arise here, some type of crazy castle, crazy creatures, not only orcs maybe. I mean, they clearly use some type of hounds as pets or hunting pets. So it was really cool overall. I guess with that, we can get to the rating. So if I had to rate this episode, dude, it's hard to rate these. Honestly, an 8.8. It was fantastic. This series is just so good. For a webtoon, simply, why don't we have more of these out? This is actually just as good as the manga in Japan. Like, we need some diversity here, guys. I'm all for it. I am team webtoon as well. I mess with it. I don't know who made this, but I'm guessing they're Korean. Well, yeah, the names are Korean. What am I talking about? It's gotta be Korean. My bad. But yeah, I'm all for it. Question of the day is, do you think that Chi and Sung are gonna end up being a thing? Because she just took some real notice in them, and she clearly showed that the will, the want to be close. Anyway, guys, hope you stay safe, and until next time, peace out.